I'm Smith, 79 years old, and I'm telling you this because there isn't much time left for me to pretend I'm fine. My wife has been gone for 3 years now, and I still wake up some mornings, expecting to hear her in the kitchen moving a mug across the counter like she always did. Her final words to me weren't dramatic, they weren't poetic, they weren't even angry. They were simple, and they broke something in me that I didn't know could still break at my age. I live alone now. Same house, same hallway, same light switch outside the bedroom that she used to flip off with her elbow. Because her hands were always full of laundry or papers or groceries. The house hasn't changed much. I have. When you get old, people assume you're full of wisdom, that you've made peace with things, that you've figured it out. The truth is, I spend more time now looking backward than forward. Not because I want to relive the good parts, but because I'm trying to understand how a life can slip past you while you're busy living it. I'm not telling this to be forgiven. There's no one left who needs to forgive me. I'm telling it because if I don't say it out loud now, it will disappear with me. I met my wife when I was 26. She was 24. We met in a grocery store of all places. She reached for a can of soup at the same time I did. She laughed first. I still remember that. She always laughed first. We weren't extraordinary people. I worked in logistics for a manufacturing company. She taught elementary school. We rented a small apartment with thin walls and a neighbor who played the radio too loud on Sunday mornings. We talked about practical things: rent, groceries, getting a better car someday. Love wasn't something we discussed much. It was just there, like furniture. Solid. Expected. When we got married, I promised her stability. That's what I thought a good husband did. I promised I would take care of things, handle problems, keep us safe. And I did. I worked longer hours, I took promotions I didn't particularly want because they paid more. I learned how to be dependable. What I didn't learn was how to be present. Back then, everything felt reasonable, necessary even. The kids needed braces, the roof needed repairs. The company needed someone willing to stay late. I told myself there would be time later. Time for trips, time for long talks, time to slow down. She never demanded more. That's something people misunderstand. She wasn't neglected in obvious ways. I came home every night. I paid the bills. I fixed what broke. But there were evenings when she would start telling me about her day, and I'd nod while scanning the paper, or checking my watch, or thinking about a meeting the next morning. She noticed. Of course she did. But she didn't make a scene. She just adjusted. That's how things erode. Quietly. We raised 2 children. They're good people. Busy, like we were. They call when they can. I don't blame them. There were moments I missed. School plays where I arrived late and stood in the back. Birthdays where I was physically present but somewhere else in my head. I told myself this was adulthood, responsibility, sacrifice. Years passed. Decades, really. 41 years together sounds impressive when you say it quickly. It sounds like success. But time doesn't grade on duration alone. Somewhere in our late 50s, she started growing quieter. Not withdrawn, just softer, like someone lowering their voice because they're tired of repeating themselves. I didn't ask why. I assumed I knew her. I assumed we were fine. That assumption is one of the most dangerous things a person can make. When she retired from teaching, I thought it would be good for her. More rest, less stress. I didn't notice how much of her sense of self was wrapped up in being needed by those kids. She tried to talk to me about it once, about feeling invisible now, about days blending together. I told her it would pass. I wish I had listened instead. Her illness didn't arrive suddenly. It came like most things do, gradually. Fatigue, a cough that lingered, doctor visits that felt routine, until they weren't. Cancer is a word that changes the temperature of a room. Even when you expect it, you're never prepared. I went into problem-solving mode. Appointments, medications, insurance calls. I was very efficient. I thought that was what she needed from me. She needed something else. As the months went on, she grew thinner, quieter. Her world shrank to the bedroom and the living room. I sat beside her every evening. We watched television, old shows, news we barely followed. I thought being there was enough. One night, not long before the end, she asked me if I remembered our first apartment. I said yes. I mentioned the leaky faucet, the loud neighbor. She smiled, but there was something behind it, something unfinished. I didn't ask. The last day came without ceremony. Hospitals have a way of making death feel administrative. Forms, beeping machines, curtains half drawn. She was lucid that morning, tired but aware. I held her hand. It felt smaller than I remembered. I told her I loved her. I told her she had been a good wife, a good mother. She looked at me for a long time, longer than was comfortable. Then she said, "I waited for you." That was it. 3 words. I didn't understand at first. I asked what she meant. She shook her head slightly, closed her eyes. She died an hour later. I waited for you. I've replayed those words more times than I can count. At first, I told myself I was misinterpreting them, that she meant something simple, that I was reading too much into it. But time has a way of stripping away excuses. She waited for me to be done, to be present, to notice her loneliness, to choose her when nothing was on fire. She waited, and I kept postponing. There's a particular kind of grief that comes from realizing you were loved more patiently than you deserved. I can't fix that. No apology reaches backward in time. No understanding arrives early enough to matter. I live with the echo of those words. They show up when I'm making coffee, when I'm folding laundry that no one else will wear, when I pass her favorite chair and catch myself avoiding it. People tell me I was a good husband, that I did my best, that we had a long life together. They mean well. But longevity doesn't cancel absence. What's gone is not just her. It's the version of me she waited for. The man I kept promising, silently, I would become tomorrow. There is no tomorrow for that. If you're listening to this, I don't know your age. I don't know your life. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I learned when it was no longer useful to me. Presence is not something you add later. It doesn't arrive when things calm down. It is a decision you make when everything feels inconvenient. People don't need your efficiency. They need your attention, your unguarded time, your willingness to hear the same concern more than once. I thought providing was the same as loving. I thought staying was enough. It wasn't. If someone in your life is growing quieter, don't assume they're fine. Quiet is often the sound of someone giving up on being heard. Ask questions you don't have answers for. Sit longer than feels productive. Look at the person you claim to love while they're still here to look back. I say this without urgency, because urgency is what distracted me in the first place. Just honesty. I have limited time left now. I feel it in my bones, in the way mornings arrive faster than I expect, in the way names slip away and then return hours later. I talk to my wife sometimes, out loud, mostly at night. I tell her things I should have said sooner. I don't know if it matters. What I do know is that waiting is expensive, and the bill always comes due at the end. If this meant something to you, sit with it. You don't have to do anything dramatic. Just don't assume you'll get around to it. I did. And I'm the one left holding the silence.